Good morning. It's me again, Juliet B., your teacher in Statistics and Probability. And our topic for today is about computing probability corresponding to a given random variable. This objective, you will be able to illustrate a probability distribution for a discrete random variable and computes probabilities corresponding to a given random variable. You have learned that the likelihood of winning in a lotto draw, number of winnings in a gamble, number of heads that come out in a toss of a coin, and other game of chance can be estimated using probability. But do you know that it is not the only for the game of chance? We also use this in business, economics, engineering, and other real-life situations. A data needs to determine the probabilities to make decisions and draw a conclusion. Most of the time, you won't perform actual probability problems, but will use probability to make a judgment and determine the best course of action. So, let's have a quick review. Find the probability of the following events. 1. Getting an odd number in a single roll of a die. The event of getting an odd number has three outcomes: 1, 3, or 5. Since there are six faces in a die, then the probability of getting an odd number is 3 over 6 or 1 half. Number 2, getting an ace when a card is drawn from a deck of cards. The event of getting an ace when a card is drawn from a deck is 4. Since there are 52 faces in a deck of cards, then the probability of getting an ace is 4 over 52 or 1 over 13. Number 3. Getting a number greater than 2 in a single roll of a die. The event of getting a number greater than 2 is a single roll of a die has 4 outcomes: 3, 4, 5, and 6. Since there are 6 faces in a die, then the probability of getting a number greater than 2 is 4 over 6 or 2/3. 4. Getting a red queen when a card is drawn from a deck of cards. The event of getting a red queen when a card is drawn from a deck is 2. Since there are 52 faces in a deck of cards, then the probability of getting a red queen is 2 over 52 or 1 over 26. 5. Getting doubles when two dice are rolled. The event of getting doubles when two dice are rolled has 6 outcomes: 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. Since there are 36 outcomes in rolling two dice, then the probability of getting doubles is 6 over 36 or 1/6. And 6. Getting a sum of 5 or a sum of 9 when two dice are rolled. The event of getting a sum of 5 when two dice are rolled has 4 outcomes: 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 2. Hence, the probability is 4 over 36. The event of getting a sum of 9 when 2 dice are rolled has 4 outcomes: 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 6, 6, 3. Hence, the probability is 4 over 36. The probability of getting a sum of 5 or a sum of 9 when 2 dice are rolled is the probability of the sum of 5 or the sum of 9. So that is equal to the number of pairs when the sum of 5 over the total number of outcomes plus the number of pairs with the sum of 5 with the sum of 9 over the total number of outcomes. So that would give us 4 over 36 plus 4 over 36 equals 8 over 36 or 2 over 9 when simplified. Now that we are through with our review, let's have our starter activity. Golden Bakery is known for its famous Filipino delicacies. Among these foods, which is a native delicious food called kakanin, is a leche puto. The bake shop owner recorded the number of boxes of leche puto that were delivered each day. The number of boxes delivered for 10 days are at the right. Day 1, 35 boxes. Day 2, 37 boxes. Day 3, 50 boxes. Day 4, 45 boxes. Day 5, 37 boxes. Day 6, 45 boxes. Day 7, 40 boxes. 8, 42 boxes. 9, 45 boxes. And day 10, 42 boxes. Let's answer the following questions. What is the probability that 40 or more boxes will be delivered on a day? Letter B. What is the probability that the number of boxes delivered will be at least 37 but more than 50? Letter C. What is the probability that at most 40 boxes will be delivered on a particular day? Letter D. Find the probability such that x is less than or equal to 45. And E. Find the sum of the probability of 40 plus the probability of 50. Let's answer the question one by one. Letter A. What is the probability that 40 or more boxes will be delivered on a day? In our previous discussion, you have learned how to illustrate a probability distribution for a discrete random variable and its properties. Some experiments, like tossing a coin, throwing a die, and other activities, consist of one or more outcomes. If each of the outcomes is equally likely to occur, then the probability is the number of outcomes in the event over the number of outcomes in the sample space. To answer the given question, we have to construct first the probability distribution. Let x be the value of the random variable represented by the number of boxes of leche puto. So we have the number of boxes, x, and the probability, p of x. From the given table, we have here the number of boxes. Getting the data from this one, starting from 35 and counting how many 35 given from the number of tables. The number given here, we only have 1, a total of 10 outcomes. So the probability of getting a number of boxes that is 35 is 1 over 10. 37. Let's count how many 37 do we have here. We have 1, 2. So, 2 over 10 is equivalent to 1 over 5. 40. Let's count how many 40 do we have here. We only have 140. That's why the probability is 1 over 10. 42. 42, we have 1, 2, only 2. 2 over 10 is 1 over 5. 45. Let's count how many 45. 1, 2, 3. 3 over 10. The probability of getting 45 boxes is 3 over 10. 50. 1. There's only 150. So we now have the probability of 35, 1 over 10. The probability of getting 37 is 1 over 5. The probability of getting 40 is 1 over 10. Probability of 42 is 1 over 5. The probability of 45 is 3 over 10. And lastly, the probability of 50 is 1 over 10. The probability that 40 or more boxes will be sold in a particular day means the probability of X is greater than or equal to 40. This means that you have to add probability of X equals 40, probability of X equals 42, probability of X equals 45, and probability of X equals 50. It will give us the probability of X is greater than or equal to 40 is equal to the probability of 40 plus probability of 42 plus probability of 45 plus probability of 50. Then, substitutes its corresponding probability. From the given table, we have the probability of 40 is 1 over 10. And probability of 42 is 1 over 5. So, plus 1 over 5. Plus probability of 45 is 3 over 10. Plus 3 over 10. Plus probability of 50 is 1 over 10. To add all of this, we need to make it a similar fraction, changing 1 over 5 in terms of 10 as denominator. So 1 over 5 will be 2 over 10. Adding all this together, we have 1 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 3 over 10, and 1 over 10 will give us 7 over 10 or 0.7. The answer in letter A is 0.7. Letter B. What is the probability that the number of boxes delivered will be at least 37 but not more than 50? The probability that the number of boxes delivered will be at least 37 but not more than 50 means X is less than 50 but greater than or equal to 37. Hence, the values included are probability of 37, probability of 40, probability of 42, and probability of 45. Take note, probability of 50 is not included because we do not have an equal sign here. We do not have an equal sign. That's why 50 or probability of 50 is not included. Again, these are the given value and their probabilities. So the probability of x is less than 50 but greater than or equal to 37 are as follows. Probability of 37 is 1 over 5. Probability of 40 is 1 over 10. Probability of 42 is 1 over 5. And probability of 45 is 3 over 10. Adding all this together and changing 1 over 5 and 1 over 5 similar to the other fractions, making this a similar fractions, it will give us as 2 over 10 plus 1 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 3 over 10. Adding all this together will give us 8 over 10. Simplifying 8 over 10 will give us 4 over 5 or 0.8. The probability of getting an x less than 50 but greater than or equal to 37 is 0.8 or 4 over 5. Letter C. What is the probability that at most 40 boxes will be delivered on a particular day? The probability that at most 40 boxes will be delivered in a day in a particular day means probability of x is less than or equal to 40. So, the values of x are probability of 40, probability of 37, and probability of 35. Here are again the values and its corresponding probabilities. So, the probability that at most 40 boxes is the same as x is less than or equal to 40 is equal to the probability of 40 plus probability of 37 plus probability of 35. Getting the probability of 40 is 1 over 10. Probability of 37 is 1 over 5. And probability of 35 is 1 over 10. So we have 1 over 5, 1 over 10 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10 is equal to 1 over 10 plus 2 over 5 plus 1 over 10. Changing 1 over 5 similar to the other fractions. So we have 1 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 1 over 10 is equal to 4 over 10. Simplifying 4 over 10 will give us 2 over 5 or 0.40. Find the probability of x is less than or equal to 45. This means that we will find for the sum of the probability of 45 plus probability of 42 plus probability of 40 plus probability of 37 plus probability of 35. Since the question is to find x is less than equal to 45. So from 45 going down to 35 since for us to find for x is less than equal to 45. So we have the probability of 45 is 3 over 10 The probability of 42 is 1 over 5. And probability of 40 is 1 over 10. Probability of 37 is 37. And the probability of 35 is 1 over 10. Adding all of this will give us 9 over 10 or 0.9. Other solution will be 1 minus probability of 50. Since we all know that the sum total of the probability is equal to 1 and 50 is not included in the unknown, what we're going to do is just to subtract the probability of 50 from 1. So 1 minus 1 over 10 will still give us 9 over 10 or 0.9. Letter E. Find the probability of 40 plus the probability of 50. Since the probability of 40 is 1 over 10 and the probability of 50 is 1 over 10, so we have 1 over 10 plus 1 over 10 is equal to 2 over 10 or 1 over 5, 1 over 5 or 0.10. Next example, the number of cell phones. The number of cell phones sold per day of Gadget Zone has the following probability distribution. Number of cell phones sold is represented by X and the probability of X. The probability of having 0 sold in a day is 0.15. The probability of having 1 sold in a day is 0.10. The probability of 2 is 0.25. And the probability of 3 cell phones sold in a day is 0.30. The probability of having 4 cell phones sold in a day is 0.20. So find the probability of X is greater than or equal to 2. Number 2, find probability of X is less than or equal to 3. 3, the probability of X such that X is less than or equal to 4 but greater than or equal to 1. And number 4 is the sum of the probability of 2 and the probability of 4. Number 1. What is the probability of X is greater than or equal to 2? From the given table, X is greater than or equal to 2, meaning from 2 going to 4. So we have the probability of 2 plus the probability of 3 plus probability of 4. Getting the probability of 2, we have 0.25. The probability of 3 is 0.30. And the probability of 4 is 0.20. Adding this will give us 0.75. Number 2. What is the probability of X less than or equal to 3? Take note, less than or equal to 3. So values that are lesser than 3 and equal to 3. So these are the following. It is the sum of the probability of 0, the probability of 1, and the probability of 2, and the probability of 3. Probability of 4 is not included because it is not included in the given. So, getting the probability of the following will give us 0.15, 0.10, plus 0.25, plus 0.30. Adding all this together will give us 0.80. What is the probability that x is less than or equal to 4 but greater than or equal to 3? Meaning, x is between 1 and 4. Since it has equal sign here, 1 and 4 are included. From the given table, we have from 1 up to 4. So we have the probability of 1 plus probability of 2 plus probability of 3 plus probability of 4. Then, let us get the value of each probability. Probability of 1 is 0.10. The probability of 2 is 0.25. The probability of 3 is 0.30. And the probability of 4 is 0.20. So 0.10 plus 0.25 plus 0.30 plus 0.20 is equal to 0.85. 4. What is the sum of the probability of 2 and probability of 4? From the given table, getting the probability of 2 is 0.25 and probability of 4 is 0.20. So adding 0.25 plus 0.20 will give us 0.45. That ends our discussion for today. Your task is to answer the third quarter week 2 learning activity sheet 1 and week 2 quiz 1 posted at the Google Classroom. This is Juliet B. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button for you to be updated in my next video. Thank you and goodbye.